Hey there, Aquarius. Welcome to the new year. I want to go ahead and get into your reading, but first of all, I would like to say thank you for those of you who donated to my friend Tippett, my friend Anton, Michael Anton Tippett. He passed away the week before Christmas, and that's been pretty just all over the place for me and a lot of people, but yeah, I've been kind of MIA, and that on top of work, on top of just everything in life, I just kind of fizzled and evaporated. So my apologies first of all for that. But I just kind of had to go away. So that being said, thank you so much for helping and sharing your kindness and consideration with him. He really appreciated it. He told me that he appreciated it. So thank you. Let's go ahead and get into your reading for the month of January 2020, beginning of the year. Before I even started your reading, I don't know where this came from, but like I kept getting like the images and sounds of a Haka, like the Maori dance of war. I think it's the dance of war. It's basically done when there are intruders and you have to protect yourself, or like the tribe would protect themselves, or when there is like a ceremony of congratulations, abundance, love, emotional connection. So those are the times when, I believe, there may be more, but from what I know, those are the times when these hakas take place, to ward off evil or to invite newness and abundance in and make way for that. So whichever one is yours, figure it out. But that was the energy that came through before your reading. Haka, Haka. Show me the energy present for the sign of Aquarius. I'll put those back. That's way too many. Show me Aquarius. What is the Aquarius? Okay. Love who you are. You are divine, delightful, and deserving of the wonderful things life has to offer. Love who you are. All right, let's get into your reading. Show me energy for Aquarius, please. Show me energy for Aquarius. We have the Queen of Cups coming out in reverse. The Queen of Cups in reverse is a card of emotional, it's emotional dissolve. It's frustration, crying a lot, eating too much, drinking too much, smoking too much pot. It is a card of being unwound, unhinged. It's a card of being gutted on an emotional level, upset, crying. It's somebody who is out of control emotionally. It's also somebody who's an enabler, somebody who, their boundaries are shit, even though they're trying to help. They may have your best interest at heart, or they may not, but it's somebody who can also manipulate emotions. So keep all that in mind. Show me more for Aquarius. You have the Eight of Wands here coming out. It's a card of communication, forward movement, reciprocal information being shared, text messaging, phone calls, written word. You have the world here. Finality, ending. I'm going to go ahead and pull your cards and we'll get into the reading, okay, Aquarius? Six of Cups. Children, family, energy from your past. Oftentimes people coming back from the past. It can be a card of hopeful reconciliation on somebody's mind. Okay, cards are just popping out now. So you have Strength and the Knight of Wands. So Leo energy, fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. This is somebody dealing with that might have been reckless in your past, or somebody that has been reckless with you. It could also be you being reckless in your own life, where you're needing to take that into consideration, Aquarius. Being emotionally distraught, emotionally out of balance. Where is that coming out in your life? You know, if you're not dealing with that with the person, where is it with you? Where do you need to talk about that with others? Do you need counseling? The Queen of Cups can also talk about a counselor type energy, a therapist energy, okay? In reverse here, though, it's more indicative of needing it, but with this card combination, you have the Queen of Cups in reverse with the Eight of Wands. So if anything, I think that this, I mean, on a personal level, you know, just by yourself, if you're not dealing with somebody, even if you are dealing with somebody, I think it's about coming to terms with certain things, finding emotional balance within a situation, being able to understand your feelings within a situation. Especially too here with love who you are. You're divine, delightful, and deserving of wonderful things life has to offer. Love who you are. Some of you, it might be helpful to seek out therapy. You know, so in the middle of this reading, you have the World and the Six of Cups. So this is basically endings that have come to pass, and now we are revisited by the past, okay? It could also be a situation where you're dealing with somebody from your past, and the necessity here is to end the situation just because it doesn't provide stability for you. It's taught you what it can, and now it's time to let it go. That doesn't mean that the other person has been taught what they need to know. They may be revisiting you to see if there's something else, but doesn't necessarily mean you have to go with this person. It's interesting though, because the World comes out and then the Six of Cups comes out. So it's almost like you dealt with something, you're trying to get over something so you can actually have some resolve and change in your life, and then somebody comes back. And then we have to deal with the Knight of Wands and the Strength card. It's almost as if I feel like this should have been the combination. And they're like right next to each other. They might as well be. The Six of Cups and the Knight of Wands. Now, the Knight of Wands is not somebody who's terrible, you know, especially when he's upright, but it's somebody who is in and out of your life. There's somebody who, they're non-committal, they are back and forth, they're wishy-washy. In one moment out the other, you know, it's oftentimes very sexual energy. It's somebody who's invested for a moment and then they're gone, you know. And the Strength card, Leo energy, this is almost having strength to deal with them, having strength to deal with this. It's almost as if it like reopens things, especially if you're trying to work on yourself. Some of you could benefit from therapy, but it doesn't necessarily mean you're going to get it, you know. And I think a lot of people have a stigma with therapy. It's like, oh, because I'm seeing a therapist, I'm fucked up, you know. No, therapy is wonderful for everybody. Like, just do it. We'd be so much better. Yeah, I mean, overall here, Aquarius, it just feels like you're dealing with somebody from your past that is lighting up some problematic situations for you on an internal level. If you're not dealing with anybody from your past, it may be childhood things that you think that you've gotten over, and now they're just coming and cycling until you have to deal with them. Problems from your past, if it's not a person. I would suggest here, be careful of quick fixes. Be careful of like, I don't know, the internet and YouTube are full of crazy, wonderful things and crazy, crazy things and crazy, oh my God, get the fuck away from me things. And sometimes they're all wrapped up in pretty little bows and you have to decide how you want to decipher them. There's a lot of self-help out there, and I would probably be viewed as that as well, but that's okay. There's a lot of self-help stuff out there that is detrimental to people. It's borderline cult stuff, you know, getting involved in cult beliefs. I think whatever resonates with you, pay attention to that. Don't be told what you need to feel. You're never told what you need to feel. You're never told how to do something. If a therapist is to offer you something, it's information to help you, but it gives you the opportunity to make the next steps. It doesn't dictate that you do this, you know. You have to come to that decision, that understanding within your life. Okay, show me the Queen of Cups in reverse. You have the Star. So for the Queen of Cups in reverse, which is already a very detrimental card as far as emotions go, it's being all over the place with your emotions, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio energy. You have the Star coming out now. So the Star is about healing. It's about being recognized for your actions. It's about having your privacy no longer, the star, celebrity, people who paparazzi, I'm not saying that you're all going to have cameras flickering all around you, but it's basically not, if you're seeking out some sort of counseling, it's very helpful just because it illuminates a lot of the things that you've been dealing with, painful things. Show me this 8 of Wands. What is the communication here? What is this about? Show me the 8 of Wands for Aquarius. So for the 8 of Wands, you have the Chariot coming out in reverse. The Chariot in reverse is a card of immobility. It's a card of stagnancy. The Chariot in reverse basically is saying that we are out of balance internally, and so we are not moving forward. It is the card of Cancer. And this is the card of Cancer as well. Queen of Cups, Chariot. These are both cards of Cancerian energy. Some of you may be dealing with a Cancer that's out of whack. Some of you may be dealing with a situation where you're emotionally out of balance and you need to find some sort of help and assistance. Show me the World here for Aquarius. For the World, you have the Emperor. It's Aries energy. The Emperor is somebody who, they take the reins of their life. They're oftentimes a business owner, a CEO. They're somebody who is father-like energy. They are somebody who is very determined in their life. They don't really take no for an answer. They do and do and do and work and work and work, and they make things happen. They make everything happen. So essentially they're somebody that kind of rules their empire, their way goes, because it's been tried and true and it's been proven. But that doesn't necessarily mean that they are the easiest to deal with. Sometimes that personality can be neglectful of those around them just because they're trying to do so much for them that sometimes they don't give them their time, their personal time. So they're trying to do for them and make sure everything is taken care of, yet just being with somebody is the way to do it. That might help that situation. But who knows? The World is about finality. It's about ending. It's about change, transformation, allowing the old to move away. It also can be the old moving away so that you can step into this energy and become empowered. This is a very empowered card, the Emperor. It's not a bad card. It's just a card of power and sometimes abuse of power. It can be neglect as well. Show me the 6 of Cups for Aquarius. So for the 6 of Cups, you have the Magician. So there's been this theme within the readings lately, this entire round of readings, there have been multiple situations where it's about reconciliation. That 6 of Cups is a card of reconciliation sometimes, or the desire to reconcile. Here you have the Magician coming under that 6 of Cups. So basically, if you're dealing with somebody from your past, they want to communicate, they want to move things forward, but it might be a situation where you're needing to deal with them on their terms, which can be a turnoff sometimes, especially if you've had a history with this person. It's almost as if stubbornness seems to be an issue here. It almost feels here, Aquarius, as if you're dealing with something from the past that you're actively trying to get over. You're trying to make a change in your life and experience from the pain of it, and then it's back, or it's unresolved and it wants to continue. That's frustrating. But then here you have the Knight of Wands, so it's somebody who's not really there. It's almost as if somebody who's wishy-washy but telling you that they're going to be there. I'll be there, even though I've proven to not be there time and time again, and I flaked off. I'll totally be there. Show me the Knight of Wands here for Aquarius. Yeah, you have the Fool. So this is wanting a new beginning, wanting to communicate a new beginning. Now, with the Ace of Swords here at the bottom of the deck for that, though, you need to be of utmost discernment in regard to the situation, Aquarius. If even, I don't know. There's almost like this energy within the situation where it's like you are trying to actively change your perception, your understanding of where you've been in this, change it so you can have a new outcome for you. It's not even about this anymore. It's about you and what feels better for you. Now, with somebody coming in being a kind of a forceful energy, being kind of my way or the highway energy, I'm more so worried about where it's going to leave you, Aquarius, where it's going to leave you feeling. Like, what are you feeling within this situation? Is it something that you want? Show me strength here. You have the Nine of Swords for strength. So it's interesting. The Nine of Swords is a card where we are... it's dealing with situations that have us in our mind, things that we've held on to over and over and over again. It's having a difficult time releasing these types of thoughts and, you know, the cycle over and over and over again in our head, not being able to trust somebody, not being able to trust ourselves or our own, you know, decision making. That's very difficult sometimes. Has this ship sailed? That's what I'm feeling. Has this ship sailed, or are you willing to endeavor further into this? Because right now what it feels like is that you are either currently in or have been in a place of emotional turmoil and upheaval in regard to this, and have like almost kind of committed to the idea of release and allowing that to transform into something different, and then somebody comes back. And then there's like this opportunity or offer on the table for you, Aquarius. But the problem is, and I'm going to clarify the Fool and the Knight of Wands, the problem is it's with the Knight of Wands. Like, not the worst card in the world, but also not the most reliable. Show me the energy between the Knight of Wands and the Fool. So you have the 10 of Swords coming out in reverse, and you have the 9 of Pentacles here. So that's telling me that this situation, initially, it was very painful for you. Whatever disconnection happened here was very cold, cutting, painful. Might have been unresolved. Either way, that energy's over. This person may want to communicate an apology for that. They may want to take it a next step or revisit it. But the problem that I'm seeing here is that this person is still exhibiting that type of energy. It doesn't necessarily indicate that they've grown here. It doesn't indicate that this person is ready for something new. It doesn't, I mean, the thing that I'm picking up on this Emperor, I'm picking up more stubbornness than anything. I'm going to clarify the Emperor right now, but that's what I'm picking up. Show me the Emperor here. You have the 5 of Cups here for the Emperor with the 9 of Wands. So the 9 of Wands being at the bottom of the deck, this is basically having to create boundaries, healthier boundaries with somebody. It could be a situation where you've been dealing with somebody and they were, you know, stubborn, more so stubborn, their way or the highway, you know, and it left you in this frustrated energy. It also could be this person feeling upset about the ending of a relationship. But what I'm feeling here too is that there's still some sort of like forcefulness or some sort of just strange energy, like they're not changing, which is frustrating just because it's like, why would you come back and like want to engage with somebody if you're not changing? If like the situation is the same thing, why would you want to continue that? Or why would you want to introduce that into a situation with somebody that's already hurting about it and trying to actively change? Show the Magician. Yeah. Okay, so you have Temperance here coming out for the Magician, and the Knight of Cups is at the bottom of the deck with the 6 of Cups at the main card. So it's basically somebody wanting to reconcile here. Now, whether you do that or not is up to you entirely, Aquarius, but the whole a huge component of this card is about spiritual healing. It's about healing yourself, your emotions, your feelings, your thoughts, balancing your energy out. Sometimes it's about what two people can balance out in a relationship, what they can each bring to the equation, but, you know, that's really up for you to decide, up to you to decide. It feels like you're trying to heal yourself from something and like somebody's trying to reopen a wound, but like they're still who they are. I don't think like much has changed with them, even though it feels like they're saying things have changed. Show me strength in the 9 of Swords here for Aquarius. So, yeah, for strength in the Nine of Swords, you have the Knight of Swords in reverse. The Knight of Swords in reverse, I'm just going to say it. It can be a liar. You know, sometimes it's harsh, blunt communication. Sometimes it's aggressive, abusive communication, fighting. Somebody who just flies off the handle because they think that they know everything about a situation, even though they don't have all the facts, but they're going with the storyline that they have in their head, which makes it even more ineffective. But the Knight of Swords in reverse can also be somebody who is open to or not above telling a lie. You know, so it's really up to you in this situation, Aquarius, if you want to continue on with this or if you want to nip it in the bud, just because it feels like you're trying to get yourself together. You're trying to heal some things here for you on your own, and I applaud you for that. But I also think that if you were to allow somebody like this back into your life, it would just stir this whole thing up again and not allow you to heal. Love who you are. You are divine, delightful, and deserving of wonderful things, the wonderful things life has to offer. And that also means love, true connections, connections with people that value you, connections with people that don't perceive that they have some sort of hold over you or some sort of power trip over you. That's what I'm feeling here. It's almost as if like you may have dealt with somebody in the past that was very I don't know, hard to deal with, manipulative, cutting, not verbally kind. It was cold and uncomfortable, and it left you feeling very out of balance and disregarded. So let's go ahead and pull some advice for this reading. Show me advice for Aquarius. That came out quick. So you have the Queen of Swords here. She came out in reverse, but I'm going to read her both ways. The Queen of Swords, not coins, swords. The Queen of Swords upright is somebody who is, she's discerning. She knows what she wants. She's going to listen to people to the point of it being effective. And if it is not effective, it is a bunch of bullshit. She's going to step away and say, I'm done. You know, she's had enough in her experience with people who have lied and betrayed her. So she's learned to be honest about what she needs and requires from situations. And that's that. In reverse, this card can talk about an air sign, you know, upright in reverse. It's an air sign. Doesn't have to be an air sign though. This is just indicative of an air sign. The Queen of Swords in reverse is somebody who's very calculating. She's manipulative. She's very bitchy, cold-hearted. She's somebody who is willing to fight dirty. It's very much in tandem with the Knight of Swords and the Queen of Swords, that energy, just like kind of fighting dirty, being unfair in the way that you approach things. Give me one more for advice for Aquarius. Okay. So now you have the Queen of Cups coming out again in reverse. She's already in reverse. She was the first card in this reading and she was in reverse. Now she's coming out in reverse again with the Queen of Swords. So this is essentially the advice for this reading. It feels like you're going to be out of balance with this person. There's going to be one of you who is willing to play dirty and fight unfair, and the other person's going to be taking it and being painful about it. Also could be emotionally manipulating things. Either way, this combination is not a good combination, especially if it's two people. And those are court cards. They're for people here. The bottom of the deck, I think, is the most indicative in regard to the outcome energy, or at least the suggested advice. It's the Death card. So the Death card is about change. It's about transformation. It's also about cutting things free, okay? Cutting things free, cutting things out, letting them go when they're not healthy. If you have two people who are fighting, one verbally, mentally abusing the other, one emotionally abusing the other, or at least it leads to emotional abuse, let it go. Not healthy. But that is entirely up to you, Aquarius. So I'm going to let this reading go here. I hope that this was helpful. Again, my apologies for not being able to get the other readings out last time. I just shut down and I needed to be with me. So yeah, if it was helpful, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. If you choose to donate, there's a link in the description box below. And I will see you in a couple of weeks. All right, take care, Aquarius. Bye-bye.